The Dibble Bar is the tree planter and the habitat manager's best friend. But with any tool, there is a right and a wrong way to utilize it. Today, I want to tell you exactly how to use this tool so you can be more successful with your tree plantings. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that the roots of your sapling are not longer than the length of your Dibble Bar. If they are longer, you want to trim them back. The reason that we don't want the roots to be longer is that if they're bunched up at the bottom of the hole, what will happen is that root will J-root, and that will eventually kill the tree. So if your roots are longer than your Dibble Bar, just take a snip and trim them back right at the base of your Dibble Bar. Now this tree that I have here is just a transplant I took off the farm. So it didn't have, transplants don't often have a huge root ball to them. So this one is fine, I can plant it as is. But if I would have bought nursery stock, odds are it would have had a huge root ball to it, and there's a good chance I would have had to trim it back. So once you've got your roots cut to an adequate length, that's when you take your Dibble Bar and you make your initial hole. So what you'll do is you actually start at a 45-degree angle first, and then you push it up to a 90. You might need to do this a couple times to make an adequate hole. All right, you see now I have my initial slit made. So now it's time to take my sapling and stick it in the hole. So what I'll do is I'll actually shove it in all the way down to the bottom, and then I pull it back up right to the base of that root collar. So the reason that I do that is that makes the roots go vertical. Now if I were to just shove it in the hole and then leave it, the roots would be sitting scrunched up on the bottom and they would J-root, and that tree would eventually die. But with pushing it down and making it go vertical, now those roots are up and down and I can prevent J-rooting. So one mistake I see folks make a lot with Dibble Bars is they make their initial cut like this. They'll start at a 45, but they don't end at a 90. They'll actually take it all the way past 90 and go back to another 45. And they rock it back and forth to make their hole like this. Well, the reason that we want to stop at a 90 is because we want our tree to be sitting straight up and down. If I were to stick this tree in the hole, it would end up sitting more like this because we need something to push up against when we make our second cut. We don't want to be having it sitting tilted like this. We want it sitting straight up and down. So that's why we start at a 45-degree angle and we end at a 90. We don't push past 90. All right, now it's time to plant our tree. So what we do is we start about an inch back behind our initial cut and push straight down. Now a lot of guys will make the mistake of pushing forward right here. We don't want to do that because if we push forward, the roots aren't getting planted. There will actually be an air pocket where the roots are. So we actually start by pulling back, rocking it back like this. What happened when I did that is I actually pushed the dirt forward into those roots and I locked them into place. Now that I got those roots planted, I can push forward up to my 90 and get my tree planted. And what I'll do after that is I'll just quick step it down, and boom, we're done. This tree is perfectly straight up and down. It's ready to grow. Now if you don't have a Dibble Bar, it is definitely worth investing in. This tool allows you to plant trees very quickly and efficiently, and it's not very expensive. I figure with the Dibble Bar, I can plant 2 to 3 trees per minute. Now, if you have hundreds, if not thousands of saplings to plant, that adds up to being quite a few trees very, very quickly. Now, if the tree is over probably 2 feet tall, that's where you've reached the point where you probably want to auger them in, or use a shovel, or maybe even a tree planter. But for your small saplings, the Dibble Bar is a very nice tool to have on hand. So I hope you found this video helpful. You all take care. God bless.